Hello, world travelers. Welcome to World Traveler Wednesday. We are back this week to start our first country and go visit our first country. But before we jump into that, I want to let you know that next week Miss Rosie will be on World Traveler Wednesday to take you to a new country. And along with that video, we're also going to have a video showing you how to put together your own passport and your own color in country map so we can keep track of all the places that we visit online. And we will also have a travel journal for you. So those three things are going to be in your kit that you're going to get next week. And once you have the supplies for those, we will do videos. Most likely me, could be Miss Rosie, and you will get to see how to put those together. So each week when you visit a new country, you'll get to put a stamp in your passport, you'll get to fill out your travel journal, and color in a new country on your map. So super exciting stuff. And now let's jump into our first country. So I'm gonna grab my handy globe over here. I'm in a slightly different spot than the last time I saw you all. But we need to turn until we find North America, this continent. We're gonna find our country, United States of America. And then it's gonna be a little hard to show you, but here is our state of Oregon. And we are about right there. It's so tricky to see. And we are going to fly all the way across the United States, across the Atlantic Ocean, all the way to Europe, into this little country right here called Portugal. So, hola, or oi, as they say hello in Portuguese. And I have a little bit of a presentation to show you all, just to give you a good idea what we're learning about Portugal. Miss Rosie did so much research and so much learning about Portugal, and we're super excited to share it with you. So let me share my screen. Okay. I'm going to turn our music down quite a bit so you all can hear me talk. Okay. Let's get started. So by now you all know me. I'm Miss Jules. And as I said, this week we are traveling to Portugal. So this is what the country of Portugal looks like. This is the shape of the land. Just to the west is the Atlantic Ocean, and to the east here is the country of Spain, which we'll see on the next slide. So where is Portugal exactly, you might ask? Portugal is on the continent of Europe, and it lies just west of the country of Spain. So here we have a big map of the world. Here's us over here. We have the United States of America. Then we have the Atlantic Ocean, which we flew over all the way here to Europe. This little red country here is Spain. And it's a little hard to see, but this little green sliver right here is the country of Portugal. So when you all get your maps next week in your kits, you should be able to find Portugal on there and color it in. So here's some basic facts to start us off about Portugal. The population, or the amount of people that live in that country, is 10,355,493. About. That's about what they guess or estimate is the population right now. And the land area, which means how much land that country covers, is 35,609 square miles. Compared to other countries, it's not very big, it's pretty small, but it's not the smallest country, that is definitely for sure. The capital city of Portugal is Lisbon, which is also the largest city in the country and one of the oldest cities in the entire world, which is pretty cool. The official first language of Portugal is Portuguese, but they also speak English, Spanish, French, and Mirandese there as well. So when Miss Jules, went to Portugal, not virtually, but in real life a couple of years ago, I was really excited to see the country, but I did not speak any Portuguese. So I tried to learn a little bit while I was there, but I was really fortunate that I was able to speak English and even French with them there. Let's see what else we can learn. Awesome place. Ooh, all about food. So, in the North region, I'll start by saying this. The food that is most commonly eaten and made in Portugal is different depending on what region you live in. So if you live in the north, they make a lot of traditional Portuguese soups, breads, grilled sardines. If you live in the northeast, they eat a lot of fresh and cured pork, which is commonly used in their dishes. In the central part of Portugal is where you'll find a lot of cheese. And in the south, gazpacho, which is a type of soup, is served with bread and smoked pork. Bacalhau, which I don't know if I'm saying quite right, or salt cod, as well as arroz doce, which is traditional rice pudding with cinnamon and olive oil, can be found throughout many regions. Because it's a coastal country, or because the country is right next to the ocean, that means there's a ton of seafood there, and people eat a lot of seafood. So that means shrimp, sardines, lobster, dorado, robalo, octopus, squid, and even eel. I would be very curious if any of you have ever eaten eel before. If you have, leave a comment below, because I don't think I would try it. I think it would, I'm not sure. But you never know. Sometimes there are foods that we don't think we would like that actually are pretty good. So that's a little bit about different foods. But my favorite thing I personally got to eat in Portugal is on our next slide, which is pastéis de nata. This is a traditional, let me just rewind a little bit. This is a traditional and famous Portuguese pastry. It is a tart eaten for breakfast, dessert, or even a snack. It's made up of a flaky pastry on the outside, filled with a custard on the inside, made from egg yolks, sugar, flour, cream, and lemon zest, and then baked and sprinkled with cinnamon on top. It tastes so good. It's super sweet. It's warm. It's flaky. It tastes so good. So buttery and sweet and creamy. It was definitely delicious when I had it. And they're very famous for making it. They have old bakeries that have made it for like hundreds of years. It's pretty cool. Festivals and holidays. I would love to talk about this next. Oh, I need to rewind just a little. So Carnival, which is celebrated in many different countries, but in Portugal as well, is celebrated in late winter, early spring, around the time of Lent and Easter. It's famous for its colorful masks, costumes, parade floats, and theatrical performances. It's celebrated all over Portugal, with the biggest and most exuberant Mardi Gras parades found in Ovar, Sesimbra, Torres. Woo! You'll have to be patient with Miss Jules, because I am still learning all of this virtual stuff. And several other cities. The other holidays and festivals that are celebrated in Portugal are Festa de São João, the Sintra Festival, Cascais Festival of the Sea, Praia Grande Beach Games, which consists of bodyboarding, pools, volleyball, and more. Pretty awesome. My favorite slide we're going to talk about, Halloween in Portugal. So we decided to choose countries to talk about this October and November that celebrate some form of Halloween or similar holidays to what we celebrate as Halloween here. So in Portugal, they've kind of adopted or they've started celebrating in the modern and traditionally American and English celebration of Halloween. So that means just like we go trick-or-treating, children there do something similar. They go door to door asking for sweets and treats. In some parts of Portugal, the children go to their relative's door asking for bread or pão por juice. They knock and say this expression, which I am going to play for you all. It sounds like this.
Ó tia, dá pão por Deus, se o não tem dele, ó Deus, pão por Deus, fiel de Deus, bolinho no saco, andai com Deus.
I don't think I would have been able to say that so well. And what the closest that means is, oh, auntie, do you give bread for God? If you don't have it, give it to God. Bread for God, faithful God. Cupcake in the bag, walk with God. I'm not sure if that's exactly what it means, but that's as close as we know so far. And so when children do this, they often receive pomegranates, cakes, sweets, chestnuts, walnuts, and dried fruit biscuits. Sometimes the relatives like to pretend that they have nothing to give and will say,
olha, foram-me os ratos ao pote e não me deixaram farelo nem farelote.
Which means, look, the rats were in the pot and they left me neither bran nor bran. So oftentimes relatives will say, I have nothing left. The rats ate all my food. Another interesting fact about Halloween in Portugal is that pumpkin carving is a very popular tradition, and they name their pumpkins after the mythical monster Coca or Coco. Here are some cool Halloween-themed words in Portuguese. We have witch, ghost, fright, skeleton, dream, dead, pumpkin, apple, candle, winter, prayer, grave, soul. And these are all the words in Portuguese. I wonder if you might have a guess of how we say those words. I think I need to do some more learning and some more studying on how to speak Portuguese. Our next slide is another holiday to talk about, which is All Saints Day. So, All Saints Day is celebrated on November 1st, and it's the concept and celebration honoring and remembering the dead. On this day, cemeteries are full of people checking on their relatives' graves to be sure they look good and well kept. They use bleach for many things in Portugal, and cleaning graves on this day is one of those things. On this day, one can smell the bleach in the air throughout the city. Flower vendors sell chrysanthemums just outside the graves, and food vendors sell roasted chestnuts and farturas. There are often services being held in the cemeteries, both during the daytime and in the evenings as well. And that's most of what I had to tell you about Portugal. I just want to say thank you for visiting Portugal with me and with Miss Rosie. You don't see her on the screen today, but she did lots of work getting all of this ready for you all. We're super excited to travel to more places with you this year. And I also wrote ciao because that's how you say goodbye in Portuguese. But before we officially say goodbye, I'll come back to the screen where you can see me. There's so much to learn about different places and different countries in the world. Just this little bit that I told you today is not even close to how much there is to learn. So we can't wait to give you more information so you can write down even more cool things and learn awesome facts about places you might want to visit someday or even live, or just because you're curious what it's like to live in other countries and experience different cultures, eat different foods. So you're definitely on your way to becoming world travelers for sure. We super hope that you'll be excited to come back next week. Like I said, it's going to be a really fun week because we're going to give you a video on how to make your passport, how to fill out your travel journal, color in your country map, and Miss Rosie will be on giving you all kinds of fun information about Italy. So the last thing I just want to say um, before signing off today is that for the Sun program to be able to track how many people are getting to watch our videos and so that we can keep on doing really cool stuff like this, we just ask that you leave a comment below. Tell us something cool that you learned about Portugal, maybe something I didn't tell you that you might already know about Portugal. Tell me your favorite place you visited or where you hope we will visit online this year as well. If you do leave a comment, you'll get to be entered into a drawing and you could win some really cool prizes. And if you want to hit the subscribe button as well to the Hollydale Sun channel on YouTube and turn on your notifications, then you will be notified every time we post a new video. So I think that's it, friends. Thank you so much for traveling with me. Can't wait to see you next Wednesday for another trip to another country. Okay, as they say in Portuguese, ciao.